Hi, I'm Izette from Zetster's lab. A friend asked me to create her a beautiful painting of a woman in a white dress in a lavender field. So let's do this. I'm going to show you step by step how to create this beautiful painting. Life is like a painting. We start off with a blank canvas. And what I've also realized is each morning when I wake up, I start life with a white sheet. It's a new life. It's a new day. Let's look at it that way. Let's realize that this minute is all that we will ever have. Living in the now, right here, right now. So what do we do? What is the first step that I always say when we create a painting? Think like a child. Oh, I just love a child. They are always just so wild. They've got absolutely no fear. No fear whatsoever to take whatever paints they can find, throw it on a canvas, and just go for it. They don't overthink. Not even in their wildest dreams do they think for 1 second that they will not be able to do this. And you know, that is exactly what our life should be about. Because inside of us, we've got the river of life that never runs dry. We are created in the image and likeness of our Father, who is absolute spirit. We are created in his likeness. We are placed in this realm as spiritual beings in a natural body. And inside of us, we've got that spirit. So we've got everything that we need to live an absolute, amazing life right now, right here. But what do? Oh, we run ahead. It's always about the fears of tomorrow. But what if I lose my job? What if my child gets sick? What if this and what if that? And at the end, there is so much fear in today that we cannot hear the small, still voice of our Father, first of all. And second of all, he promised us peace and joy in the midst of any situation, no matter how bad it may seem in the natural. But we cannot access that peace and joy because fear and the fear of tomorrow and all the what-ifs came in like a enemy, a thief, and it steals our peace and joy. So like a child, we've received absolutely everything we need to live our life, the life that we've been given, victoriously. Isn't that amazing? So that we need to get back to this moment. Make peace with your journey, whatever you are having to face at this stage, make peace with it. And just find that life inside the now. Find the beauty. Okay, this is my background. I think I need a little bit of more white paint, just here and there. You can see with my palette knife, I just put it on. Little white in the blue sky. Don't think, remember, you think like a child. I can do this. This is going to be absolutely brilliant when I'm finished. It's going to be exactly as it's supposed to be, not always as I think it must be. There's a huge difference. We want our lives to turn out the way we want it to turn out, but it very rarely does. It turns out as the Spirit in us, as He wants it to turn out. So that is why we need to let go. We need to let go of all our preconceived ideas of how our life should turn out. We should just surrender. Surrender our life, start living the life that we have actually been given. If you really think about your life, you have absolutely nothing to do with most of the things. Actually, all the things, but I'm now just saying most. That happens to you. They happen spontaneously. And then the only thing you need to do is make peace with what's happening. Find the peace and the joy in the midst of that situation you are facing. So I think I'm going for a little bit of trees here. Put my 3 colors. If you've listened to my instruction Zetster art videos, you will always see I use 3 colors. Okay, so I've got a light green, a black, and some darker greens, and I just tip with my palette knife. Just clean it a little bit there. Tip there. And that is my whole end of my field. At the end of my lavender field, you're gonna get some greenery, some shrubs. That's it. And this is how our life unfolds. It's just an unfolding. Things are just happening. My husband got a phone call. A client wants to see him at 11. He didn't know it's going to happen. It's a new client. He doesn't really know the man. He just met him once. And that is exactly how our life is. Things happen. Nothing just happens out of the blue. It happens for a reason. But we believe we've got something to do with it. We've got nothing to do with it. Things just happen. So now I'm starting to make my lavender field. She wanted a pink one. And then I see I've got a little bit too little paint here, and it's a little bit too pink. So I just put a little bit of white in. I'm just mixing it here on the canvas. I'm just mixing it with my palette knife. I'm just tip, mixing it. And then always remember, when you look at a field, you always see this kind of rows there. The lavenders are planted in rows. So I'm now going to start doing my rows. I'm still just trying to mix my paint. Usually artists mix their paint in a thing like this next to it. Sometimes I do it. But today I just feel like, I just want to play. I just want to really talk to you and just play. Another awesome thing is I've had no inclination of doing this day. I thought, okay, I'm going to give you a lesson in painting. And now the spirit in me is just showing me, just talk and just paint. So that's what I'm doing. So as the day progresses, things will come over your path. Things that will upset you, some of them. Things that will bring you joy. And the awesome thing is, we need to find that small, still place, that place inside of us, that awesome spirit in us who promises us, in the midst of anything, I will always give you peace and joy. But something happens, and what happens? We freak out totally. We are getting so upset. We get angry. We get fearful when things doesn't go our way. And once again, it's our way. It was never ever our Father, the Spirit's way. Our source, you can call him whatever you want. But inside of us, our source, our life source, who we really are, He's in control. And He will always, always shows us the way. But His way. And our only job is to make peace with whatever is coming over our path. Make peace with that. Make peace with our journey. But we get upset every time things does not turn out as we believe it should. Oh, and then the other thing, religion tells us, I was there. Oh boy, I was there. Pray. You need to pray. You need to fast. You really need to get God's attention so that things can turn out as you believe it should turn out. That's never what the truth really tells us. The truth tells us, once again, I will give you peace and joy in the midst of any situation. Jane, make sure that life turns out as you plan. Says, I will give you peace and joy, and that I am in you. I am spirit. You are spirit. I will give you peace and joy in the midst. Now listen, look at this painting. It's not only in that lavender field. We also get little pieces of black, grey, shadings, colors. So I am just putting here some little black on. Now you'll see it's another layer. Later I will come with the pink again, going over this again. So I am just putting in my shadings. And what do? I'm thinking like a child. I'm just playing with this little palette knife, talking to you. Loving any minute. Yes, I planned a lavender painting. I looked at some paintings. I looked at some photographs of a woman in a lavender field. But I had no idea it's going to turn out like this. So this is new to me. Now remember what I told you about the rose. In a field, if you're standing in front, you see these rows. So I'm now just putting in some rows. So the first one will look as if it's right here. Just a little bit of blue makes the shade. There's the other in between the rows. There goes the row. There goes the row. You see the rows? Because we are standing here and looking towards, the rows are kind of... If we are looking from far, it will look as if all the rows are parallel to each other. But this is our rows. Now I forgot to bring my lappy, my thing to clean this a little bit with. So I'm just going to take my already very dirty thing that I usually put on. Because you see, I want to add a little bit now on top again. A little bit of more white and pink. Just to make my lavender stand out a little bit more. The more I tip, the more the other colors comes out again, and it gets a little bit whiter again. So that's what I'm looking for. Put a little bit of dark in. That's it. There's my field. I'm just going to tip here on the bottom a little bit. Bring in the pink there. Right, so now we're going to start with the woman. So the first thing that I always say when you do a woman or any person is just do the head first, because whoa, then you will see kind of, I haven't opened this one yet, because then you will see how large her body is when you just do the little head. And once again, you think like a child. You just think like a child. So I'm going to make here in the middle, I'm just going to make the head. Then I'm going to make the little shoulders, because there's only going to be a hint of a woman. There's her arm. She's going to pluck some lavenders. So there's her other arm. And there is her body. Remember, my friend said, I want a woman in a white dress. So there, I'm just now scraping off a little bit of my colors so that I can just put on the white dress. There's the arm. And now I just, this extra color, just put it there, a little bit in the trees. My field there at the back. Tip, tip, tip. Great. So now I'm just going to add my white for the dress. I'm just putting a dress on her. Look how I use my things. I really just like put it on top. There's the beautiful dress coming along. Just making this shoulder a little bit bigger there. Great, can you see? It's a hint of a woman. It's a hint of a dress. It's just that's, oh, look, when I put this on, the dress is just beautifully coming. I don't know why this thing. And now guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to give her a hat, a beautiful hat. So now I've got a little bit of white paint once again, so I just put it there. Even put there a little bit in the trees just to make it look the same. Now I'm just gonna do this. Her face is just, remember, this is really very small. This is an A4. So you are not, it's quite a challenge to work with this palette knife. There's the hat, straw hat. And now the thing is, my painting is now very, very wet. So this is usually what I call my first layer. The first layer of my painting. After I do this, put it on the first layer. I then let it dry, and then I come with my small little paintbrush, and then I'm just coming to do the other part. So let's give her a, what do you call a mandjie in English? I'm actually Afrikaans, so English is my second language. So sometimes a basket. So I'm making her a basket. So there the basket goes. That is our life. Every day, every time something happens, you use it for your advantage. You use it to create some magic in your life. Because that's the only choice you actually have. What is your reaction when things happen to you? And the minute you let go of your way, your will, your emotions, and start to submit to the spirit in you, who is actually in control, that is when all your peace and joy will come, and you will start enjoying your life. Enjoyment can only come when you let go of your idea of how your life, your day is supposed to turn out. I mean, I always laugh when my day turns out differently. Oh boy, then I was in a real state. But I wanted to do this, and I wanted to go there. And I got so upset and so angry because things were not going my way. So, oh yeah, and then I brought the devil into it. The devil stealing from me. In the meantime, the only devil is my mind with its own ideas, my own will, emotions. And when things doesn't go my way, I throw one huge tantrum, just like a child. But what happens when your child throws a tantrum? You know what's best for him. And no matter what he does, you will make sure things turn out your way, not his way. The same with our spiritual father, no difference. So this is not all about, life is not about, oh, I'm doing these things, and then the more I do good, the more my life will turn out as planned. That's not what truth is. What that means is, I let go of my way, submit to the way of the Spirit, that is how you make peace with your life and your journey. Oh, look at this. Doesn't it look beautiful? So as I say later, I will let's give her a blackish hair. So I will show you the end product. I will post that below this video. I don't know actually how to do it, but I'm asked my husband. He's actually an engineer, but he's helping me to get Zetster Lab on the internet all over the show. Because I just know that I need to start getting my truth out there. Get people painting, get people to start enjoying their lives, make peace with their journeys. Right, so there's my woman. She's busy plucking some. And remember, there's always a little bit of shade under the trees, so that's where the black comes in. This side as well, there on top. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a fantastic day as you learn, as I am learning, to surrender my way to the way. Everything is unfolding perfectly in my life, whether I believe it or not. Things are really turning out exactly as it should be. And as I said before, my peace and joy will only come when I start walking in that truth, start taking my hands off my own life, and just start to relax. So I feel like a little bit of yellow. Oh, I love yellow. I love, love, love yellow. So I am just putting a couple of yellow pieces in here. And let's say she's plucking some of these yellow flowers. Or you can see that in a basket. Do you see, as I'm going, I'm adding things. Great. Now always a little bit of light on a certain sun is shining. So the sun is shining on this part of her arm, on that part of her hat. Oh, it's a beautiful day out here. I don't know. I'm in South Africa and Port Elizabeth is the town. And we have supposedly having spring, just starting with spring. And it really is a fantastic day. Somewhere in August. So you see layer upon layer. Isn't that our lives? You just don't see just today's layer and you look at my life. You see my whole life. The layering upon layering. Every year, every day there comes another layer. That is what I'm adding to this painting. Layer upon layer. A little bit of green here and there. Blacks. That's it. This is it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Just another thing I want you to know is, remember, there's going to be lots of pink on a dress. So let me just get this out and try to put some pink on a dress. Because it's going to reflect. And everything in your life is a reflection. If you are bound by fear, then your daily life will reflect fear. You will reflect whatever is going on inside of you. You will reflect like she is. Her dress is reflecting. She's in this lavender field. So the pink is reflecting. So my friend, whatever, I always say, whatever manifests through me in a tough situation is my enemies, that as I'm put into a tough situation that I didn't choose. I know you don't choose a lot of things, but when a situation happens that that makes me very uncomfortable, what do? I absolutely, whatever is then manifesting in my life, that is my problem. It is not my husband's problem The situation's problem, it's what's manifesting in me. Is it anger? Is it fear? Is it resentment? Is it racism? Whatever manifests in me when I am in a situation, that is my enemy, and that is what I need to deal with. Our enemy it's not flesh and blood, it's not people. Our enemies are the spiritual things in us that keeps us hostage, that keeps us from manifesting abundant life and love that we are. Okay, I can go on for hours, but now I need to stop with this painting. Otherwise, I'm going to overdo it. Thank you for checking in. Love you. We are all love. And may you have a fantastic day. Whoops. And may you start creating. Realizing that inside of you, you are equipped with everything you need to make a wonderful life, to live your life full of peace and joy in the midst of anything you have to face. Now this white is just a little white shining through the trees. Love you, my friends. Thanks for tuning in. I'll post this video and the final photo in the links below, where you can also find all my other videos, all my other chats. See you soon.